All right, let's dive right in. We're talking about one of the most competitive, fastest-moving digital markets anywhere in the world, Dubai. And if you think finding the right SEO partner for 2026 is still about just, getting on the first page of Google, you really need to think again. The entire game has changed.
And this is exactly why. Look at this number, 70%. That is how much of the prime real estate on a Google search result is now dominated by AI overviews. This isn't some future prediction. This is what's happening right now. So that traditional #1 spot you've been fighting for, it just got pushed way, way down the page.
So that leads us to the biggest question for any business owner, any marketer in Dubai today. If an AI is literally answering your customer's question before they even see a list of websites, how on earth do you make sure your business is the one it talks about? Sticking to the old playbook is basically a recipe for becoming invisible.
To get seen, you need a totally new playbook. It's not just about SEO anymore, search engine optimization. We have to talk about a new and honestly a more critical concept, AEO. So let's break down what that actually means for you.
I love this analogy because it makes it so simple. Think of it this way. For years, traditional SEO was all about getting your book placed on the right shelf in a huge library so people could find you. But AEO? That's about convincing the AI librarian that your book is so good it should be the first and only one they pull off the shelf and recommend. And this slide just nails the strategic shift. With old-school SEO, the goal was simple. Rank #1 on that list of 10 blue links. But with AEO, the goal is to become the answer, to be the definitive source that the AI uses to answer the question directly. It's a huge shift from being an option on a list to being the authority. So let's give it its proper name, Answer Engine Optimization, or AEO. At its core, it's the science and art of structuring all your content, your website, your articles, your data, so that AI systems don't just find it, they trust it, they cite it, and they serve it up as the absolute go-to answer. Okay, so why is this so incredibly critical for Dubai specifically? Well, the data here really tells the story. For one, over 80% of searches happen on mobile phones, right? That's where AI answers take up even more of the screen. Then almost a third of searches are done by voice. People aren't typing "best restaurant near me," they're asking it. And here's the kicker for the region. Mastering Arabic language optimization gives you a massive, seriously underserved advantage. You can't just pick one. You absolutely have to play both games, SEO and AOEO, to win here.
Okay, so we've laid out the new battlefield and the new rules of engagement. So, what does an agency that can actually win this game look like? Let's get practical and break down the absolute non-negotiables you should be looking for in a partner for 2026. Here it is. This is your winner's checklist. You need an agency that gets both traditional SEO and the new AIO. They have to be using AI themselves to discover those tiny, super valuable niche questions your customers are asking. And this one is huge. They must have deep, genuine mastery of the local market, Arabic, English, and all the cultural nuances. And finally, demand total transparency and ask them about their tech. Do they have their own AI-ready tools? That's what separates the real players from everyone else.
Now, let's put some real names to these ideas. Based on the source material, here's a quick snapshot of some of the agencies that are making waves and navigating this brand new landscape in Dubai right now.
This table gives us a really fantastic overview of the market. You can see how different agencies are carving out their specialties. You've got Creazion Media, for example, going all in on an AI-first strategy. Then you have Emirates SEO, which is laser-focused on the Gulf market and deep Arabic cultural insights. And of course, the price points reflect that focus, all the way from specialists for local e-commerce to heavy hitters that handle massive international clients. This really helps you map the market to what you actually need and what your budget looks like.
All right, let's pull all of this together into something you can actually use. You've got the new rules, you've got the checklist, you've seen some of the players. So how do you make the right choice? Here's a clear action plan to make sure you're making a smart investment.
First things first, let's be real about the cost. A top-tier agency in Dubai that can actually do this stuff is typically going to command a monthly retainer in this ballpark. It's important to see this number up front to set some realistic expectations about the level of investment it takes to compete and win. But right after we talk cost, we have to talk about value. And this is just so powerful. A great SEO and AEO strategy can slash your cost for getting a qualified lead by 40 to 60% compared to just running paid ads. So the main takeaway here is this isn't an expense line on a spreadsheet. It's a direct investment in more efficient, more sustainable growth for your business. So here's how you do it. Just 4 simple steps. Step 1, define your goals. What does a win actually look like for you? More calls? More foot traffic? Be specific. Step 2, audit their results. Don't just take their word for it. Ask to see real case studies and talk to their clients. Step 3, evaluate their expertise. Pull out that winner's checklist we talked about and see how they stack up. And finally, step 4, compare the value and the potential return on your investment, not just the monthly price tag.
I really want to leave you with this quote from the source material because it just hits so hard. Every single month you wait, your competitors are out there capturing market share that could have been yours. The digital shelf space in Dubai is being claimed as we speak. The AI is forming its opinions right now. This isn't something you can just put on the agenda for next quarter.
So the final question really is for you. The search battlefield has completely changed. The old maps are useless. You need new strategies, new weapons. The only question left is, are you ready to win? Thanks for watching.